Fontainebleau is cold, themeless, and looks like a dead mall. The newest addition to the Las Vegas Strip has had an extremely rocky start, and the latest decline in tourism has only made things worse. The property opened on December 13th, 2023, located on the north end of the Las Vegas Strip, drawing from the iconic Fontainebleau brand in Miami. The resort includes 3,644 rooms, 36 restaurants and bars, a 173,000 square foot casino, high-end retail along a grand promenade, and key venues like the Blue Live Theater for concerts and the Live nightclub and day club. At 67 stories, it's designed to attract high-end gamblers and affluent travelers who spend generously. However, less than 2 years in, Fontainebleau is confronting significant financial, operational, and regulatory pressures. These issues are amplified by a broader slowdown in Las Vegas tourism, which has made it particularly difficult for a newcomer to gain traction. Let's begin with the financial challenges. In the months immediately following its opening, reports indicated the resort was losing up to $400,000 per day. This stemmed from operational costs like staffing, aggressive marketing, and routine expenses like maintenance and utilities, outpacing incoming revenue from rooms, gaming, and dining combined. By late 2025, the situation remains strained. Las Vegas experienced a clear decline in visitors compared to 2024, with fewer arrivals by air travel and reduced convention bookings. Fontainebleau's position on the north end limits foot traffic, requiring guests to go out of their way to see the property. The resort's strategy focused primarily on wealthier guests, high-stakes players at premium tables, shoppers at designer outlets, and exclusive pool users has proven to be unsuccessful in this environment. While this approach maximizes revenue per guest during peak periods, Las Vegas operates on a diverse base. Locals for daily gaming, budget tourists for shows and buffets, and mid-tier visitors for broader spending. Overemphasizing the high-end leaves gaps in consistent activity. As a result, the property's expansive public areas, with their high ceilings and large art, are underutilized, leading guests to describe sections as feeling impersonal or overly spacious. Not all 36 restaurants operate at full capacity. Retail zones see little traffic, and the gaming floors look empty. These revenue shortfalls intensify the pressure from the property's $3.7 billion construction cost and ongoing fixed expenses, including loan interest. What's interesting is despite these pressures, the company recently acquired the adjacent 2.2-acre lot for $112.5 million, suggesting potential plans for future growth, like additional towers or facilities. Looking at their operations and personnel, staffing has been shaky since launch. In May of this year, the resort laid off 60 table game dealers as part of efforts to control labor costs and improve financial stability. While these measures helped provide short-term relief, they also impacted service. Leadership stability has also been an issue. There were major departures, including the CFO, CTO, COO, and Director of Beverage Development. Adding to all of this is an ongoing federal investigation into compliance with anti-money laundering regulations. Documents from the Nevada Gaming Control Board allege that the resort issued casino credit to patrons without completing mandatory verification processes to detect illicit activity.
Nevada's gaming regulators are investigating alleged money laundering. Officials say the resort may be issuing credit without necessary approvals, a violation of state anti-money laundering laws. Fontainebleau president Maurice Wooden says any possible violations happened before he took over last year. Commissioners voting in favor of a 2-year limited license for Wooden just the same to allow the investigative and audit processes to play out.
The investigation is still ongoing and could result in penalties or operational changes. Guest satisfaction is high, with a 4 out of 5 star rating on TripAdvisor, ranking 30th among 252 Las Vegas hotels. Although that looks high on paper, it is way too low considering this is a new top-tier hotel.
Wynn Las Vegas has filed a lawsuit against the Fontainebleau. The lawsuit alleges the Fontainebleau patching its employees. The lawsuit is asking for a restraining order and damages even. In a statement, the Wynn says that clearly we want all operators in Las Vegas to be successful. It's good for the city in which we all live. We just want them to happen without interference in the contractual agreements that our employees have negotiated with us.
Another big problem with Fontainebleau is that it's trying to compete in the luxury hotel category. It's sleek, modern, and brand new. But when you look at where it's located, the competition is brutal. It sits right next to Resorts World, Encore, and Wynn. 3 properties that already define what true Las Vegas luxury looks like. Wynn and Encore especially have had years to perfect their service, their restaurants, and that old school Vegas prestige that keeps wealthy guests coming back. And for a hotel charging premium prices, that's a tough spot to be in. Fontainebleau, on the other hand, is still filling in some of its spaces and trying to build up that same sense of excitement. Shortly after Fontainebleau opened, it ran into a PR fiasco. A photo went viral of a plate of nachos from The Tavern, their sportsbook bar on property, that consisted of 6 tortilla chips, a few toppings, and several small condiment cups, all for $24. The incident exploded on social media, hurting Fontainebleau's reputation. Another issue is that Fontainebleau seems to struggle with being itself. It borrows ideas that are already well known in Vegas, which makes it feel less original. For example, Fontainebleau rolled out an Oasis ice rink and movie screenings during winter and holiday periods. But this move looks very similar to what the Cosmopolitan has been doing for years, with its rooftop ice rink and outdoor film showings. This is another reason why many people feel like the property is not unique. It seems like Fontainebleau is still doing well in regards to entertainment. Their theater and club lineups are always full with big headliners. Events like those are when you see the majority of people heading to the property. They have also tried to make amends with locals and budget travelers by offering free parking and posting special deals like flash sales to try to get people interested in visiting again. The workforce unionized earlier this year, securing improved wages and benefits, so we may see a higher level of service quality going forward. This is a pivotal moment for Fontainebleau. They got themselves in this mess, partly because of their strategy to only go after elite clientele, and partly because Vegas has had a downturn in tourism. They will need to get through the investigation, stabilize their leadership, and continue trying to attract locals and budget travelers if they are going to prevent this ship from sinking. I have visited Fontainebleau a dozen times. I can say from personal experience that the rooms and pool are very nice and luxurious, but the casino floor leaves something to be desired. The emptiness of the property is magnified by the tall ceilings and cold color scheme. There is also no draw to bring people into the property itself. Bellagio has the fountains, Wynn has Lake of Dreams, Flamingo has the wildlife habitat, and Fontainebleau has an upside-down 1966 Ford Galaxy. Not something I would want to go out of my way to see in person. What do you think about Fontainebleau? Have you ever stayed here before? Do you think that they can correct course and thrive on the Strip? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe for more breakdowns like this, and I'll see you next time.